Politics. What is environmentalism? Here's another classic example of an ideology where we all know what it means, but we don't really understand what it means. In this case, we know that environmentalism is all about protecting the environment, but we often mean different things by environment. Broadly speaking, the environment is the natural world we find in our surroundings. Careful though, it's not just an environment like your work environment with cubicles and tech support and Sandra from accounting. Instead, the environment, which is the kind of environment that environmentalism seeks to preserve and protect, is essentially all of the life and interactions between living things on the planet. So, it's not really just about your surroundings, but all of nature. Probably the most common manifestation of environmentalism is opposition to global warming or climate change. Rising sea levels are clearly a threat to many natural systems and many animals and plant species, so fighting against climate change is often seen as being done for the environment. The other common manifestations of environmentalism are typically ecological, done to protect more specific habitats, like protecting penguins on some Atlantic island from an oil spill. At a first glance, these two interpretations of environmentalism have very little to do with each other. This is correct, and they frequently find themselves in opposition to each other. Just look at wind turbines. The climate change opponents are generally quite happy about them being used to generate electricity since they have no greenhouse gas emissions, unless you count the factories where they were made. Ecological activists, on the other hand, are quick to point out that birds might not be as clever or have as good vision as we might hope, and it's very unlikely to end well for said birds when they fly into one of the turbines. The same issue arises for nuclear energy. No greenhouse gases, but the nuclear waste has to be disposed in some way, probably in some poor squirrel's backyard. So that's that. Environmentalism is all about protecting the environment, which is fairly obvious. But you know it's important to politics when even the self-proclaimed environmentalists can't agree on what actual thing they want to protect. Simple.